All right, let's do some rapid fire takeaways here, video style. Obviously, the big takeaway for me in this game, we're focusing on the offense. The first team offense only played 3 snaps. Jayden Daniels was pressured on 2 of them. They give up draw on third down. It really didn't do almost anything other than just get out there for a little bit. The crazy part is that it's not just the offense. The defense only played 2 snaps because they scored a defensive touchdown on the second play. So the defensive starters in the the preseason game that we all expect the starters to play the most, played a combined 5 snaps. It is not I'm not here to tell Dan Quinn and Adam Peters what to be doing, how much these guys should be playing, but for a team that had a joint practice against the Dolphins a week ago, last week Wednesday, they go a full week without putting on the pads again. Then they have this, only 5 snaps. Now they're gonna go to Ravens next week for a joint practice. Say hi to Sammy. They're gonna go the starters are not gonna play, we assume, in the last game. So there's just not a ton of work here. Now, look, the defense did some good things even after the starters. They had 4 sacks, 2 turnovers, and a touchdown in the first quarter and a half. A lot of guys delivered pressure. Joshua Josephs continues to make plays. Javante Jean-Baptiste, I think, is making a real push for a spot in the lineup. And we'll see what the all-22 reveals. And we'll talk to Dan Quinn tomorrow and see if he's got any takeaways after watching the film that maybe it's just not as obvious to us watching in real time. Offensively, though, Ethan Kaliakmanis, I thought, did some good things at quarterback. The receiver room, not a ton of movement, I would say, in terms of the main guys, but Jaden Bradley, the undrafted free agent, with a monster one-handed grab down the field. That was a big deal. Nick Nash had a 55-yard reception from Kaliakmanis. The offensive line, though, some struggles, again, to say the least, and they just didn't play. I don't know. It just seems to me, as the saying goes, the only way to get good at football is to play football, and to have the starters only go 5 snaps, to be, as Dan Quinn said, they're committed to one drive no matter what. Boy, from the outside, that feels short-sighted. But hey, we got to play it out. We'll see what happens here. Commanders again in Baltimore Wednesday and Friday, joint practice and the game. I will be out there for that. You can read more thoughts here on lastmanstanding.substack.com. A lot of takeaways, written form. More than 5 snaps worth, I'll say.